You know, when things are going good on your football team, there's not as much to say. Um, as some of you guys might remember, as of even a couple weeks ago, I was making long videos every Tuesday or Wednesday every week because the team was in such, flux and disarray. There was so much to go over. I couldn't just make those game videos, but the last 5 weeks they're 4-1. They played really good against the best team in the league for their one loss. They last week looked really legit against a decent Lions team that I didn't know we could play that good against a team like that. And I was just sitting here thinking, like, how am I going to make a good midweek video? I can't bitch about the offensive line because they're playing great. I can't talk about what wide receivers should we go out and get next year because it seems like our wide receivers are totally fine. I can't say what are we going to do with our pass rush because our pass rush is, well, I'm not going to say go crazy, but I will say they're playing well enough for us to win some of these games. Um, I understand that there are still some holes on this team, but the perspective I have right now is just so different. I look, a lot of people get on me for being negative, but before this season started and as this season started and things didn't look so good, I was still saying, like, this team could turn it around real quick. I think this team might have a down year this year, but I think next year the team can be really good. I think we can get back to competing for playoff spots and maybe even Super Bowls next year if we do the right things this offseason. I didn't think we would be this competent this fast. I really didn't. I didn't think this roster could produce results like this. And it was, some little things. It was just about the mindset of the offense. It was about getting a guy like DJ Fluker back. It was about Trey Flowers getting a little bit of experience. It was, I didn't think that this roster, especially on defense, could produce results like this. But the defense is one of the best in the league right now. Forget the Denver game. I mean, the Denver game, which was really kind of bad, but it was in Denver, so I understand that there are extenuating circumstances there. You take out that Denver game for a second, and it's like, other than the Rams, who are scoring on just about everybody, this defense is doing work right now. And it came to a head last week with what I saw against Detroit. And now this week, there's another chance to prove that they're one of the best defenses in the league. Last week I said that I didn't think that Stafford was going to make life easy for us. I said that Matt Stafford was not like any other quarterback we played yet this year. He's a gunslinger, and we held him in check. He made plays. He did good things. He threw for 300 yards, but he didn't tear us up. He didn't beat us. He didn't threaten us after the first quarter was over, really. So that showed me something. And now we've got another challenge against another quarterback who is also a gunslinger. And in my opinion, is probably a little better. I would probably say that Rivers is, I think he has some of the same gunslinger attributes, but I think he's a little better. I think he's a little more capable of a quarterback. He has some limitations in his game. He's completely immobile, but he has a rocket arm, and he's very accurate, and I like his game a lot. And if we, as a defense, can find a way to stop Phillip Rivers and that Chargers offense, which I think is a very good offense, then we will really, really have something cooking. So, first thing, talking about this defense, it's mostly pretty healthy. We got some bad news this week when Bradley McDougald showed up on the injury report. Just crossing my fingers and hoping that Bradley can go, because if he doesn't go, then I don't even want to think about what this team could give up deep. But yeah, McDougald, he's important. So if he's not out there right away, I'm going to go, oh, well, that's a big problem. Now what are we going to do? But I haven't really heard too much about whether or not he's likely to play. And then, of course, KJ Wright, technically listed as questionable, but I expect him to play. Oh, oh shit. Safety, safety. Touchback. Oh my. No, no. Okay. Wow. Washington State just wants to make the Pac-12 look even worse, don't they? Sorry, I'm watching the Wazoo game over there, but yeah. KJ Wright, I expect him to play, but he did show up as questionable on the injury report, so we'll see. I need a good game from Shaquille Griffin tomorrow, the two-handed Griffin brother, with both hands, because he has not played great in the last few games. He's had a couple penalties that are bad. He's made some bad plays. He hasn't made any plays to make up for the bad plays that he's done, and it hasn't really hurt us, but I didn't notice it. So tomorrow, I'm thinking I need Shaquille Griffin to do good things against Keenan Allen or Tyrell Williams or whoever it may be. Because if he makes the mistakes that he has made over the last 3 or 4 games, I don't know what we're going to get out of this game, because San Diego, they are a team that can contain our pass rush because it's not a great pass rush right now. They are a team that has what it takes to throw things at Frank Clark and possibly Dion Jordan and make it so Rivers has time back there. They have a good running game, although now with what I'm seeing from Poona Ford, I really feel like we're able to stop runs in between the tackles, and that makes life a lot easier for the rest of the defense. So I see all these things that the Chargers can do on offense. I look at what we're doing right now on defense, and I'm saying that's a fair matchup. I need my secondary to come with it. And, you know, I'm confident in what I'm going to get out of McDougald right now because he's playing so well. But I'm looking at Shaquille Griffin as the #1 guy who I need to see improve from the last couple weeks, because he's going to have his hands full tomorrow against some good Charger receivers. And, you know, I'll throw Tedrick and Flowers in there as well, because they're guys who have shown me some good stuff in the last few weeks, but every week is a new challenge for those guys because those guys just started playing, basically. Flowers is a rookie. Tedrick just took over for Earl, basically. He hasn't played that much before this year. So to me, those are the guys that I'm looking at on defense to show up and maybe make a few plays. Get some possessions for this offense. Now, for our offense, the only thing that I really have to say here, Carson, questionable. It just seems like the dude's a little delicate, which should not surprise us. We did get him in the 7th round, and he's clearly better than a 7th-round talent. So if we have to deal with him showing up on the injury report like, 6 times a year, it's not going to be the most shocking thing in the world. And it's not like we as a team can be so pissed off that we got gypped out of a great player or something when he did fall to the 7th. But getting a little bit frustrated with that, but it's what it is. Obviously, no matter who the running back is, I expect us to run the ball and run the ball effectively. The Chargers still don't have Joey Bosa. We know how good Joey Bosa is, or at least I do. And I know the Chargers haven't had him all year. I get that, but he's a big deal for that defense. So I expect our offensive line to hold up. I'm not worried about the guys we have on our offensive line. I think they're going to play well. The receivers, I don't see anything in that Chargers secondary that tells me they're so over the top good that our receivers are not going to be able to get open. I expect our offense to generally do the things that it's been doing the last several weeks, where they've just run the ball effectively, made some big plays in the air. They've been efficient. They've been good in the red zone. They've converted 3rd downs. And I think all of that is going to result in a pretty good offensive performance. But I get it. Chris Carson versus no Chris Carson, that's a big, big difference. So I'm really crossing my fingers there. Now, I said before the season started, I thought we were going to win this game. I thought this might be our only win in November. It is at home. The Chargers are not a juggernaut. They are a very good team, but I know they're not a juggernaut. They have shown some holes in their roster so far this season. So I'm going to stick by that. I'm going to say we find a way to get this win. I'm going to say we go to 5-3, and then we have to buckle up for a few games because it gets harder. But this is an opportunity to steal one game in this November stretch. Make sure we put that in our back pocket and then understand that it's going to be tough for the rest of the month. So I'm going to say we get this done, but it's not going to be easy. And if I'm here tomorrow making a video after a loss, I'm not going to be shocked. But let's get this win. I think we can do it. I think we can make enough plays on offense. And see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go wrap up this Wazoo game. Don't know who I'm rooting for. Maybe Zodiac Age on Twitch later. I'm not sure yet. See you guys later.